how your body is feeling today. So just take a moment, plant your feet nice and firmly on the ground. And then just sway a little bit to the right and the left and just feel how that feels in the body. Is there any tightness more on one side that you're aware of? And then also think of swaying forward and back and just paying attention to the curvature in the spine, for example. Do you have a tendency to lean forward like I do, or do you have a tendency to round backwards? And then just try and encourage your body to find a slightly different position to your normal. And then as you bring the weight back down onto the feet, try and spread the weight as much as you can. And then from the crown of the head, lengthen the spine before you start the roll down. We drop the chin to the chest. We engage from the abdominals. As the spine peels down, soften your knees. So really let the knees soften to alleviate a little bit of strain from the back. When you get at the bottom, really let gravity just pull on the arms. Breathe in, push evenly through both feet. And then stand on the legs and let the spine roll back up. Let the pelvis tuck under. Let the crown of the head come up. Make sure that the collarbones are nice and wide. We breathe in again. And then again, the spine lengthens. The chin then nods down. We keep engaging the abdominals. Give the spine something that it can roll over as you peel the spine down. Keep paying attention to the weight. Soften the knees. Feel the stretch in the back. Feel gravity pulling on the upper body. And then we breathe in. We slowly draw the tailbone under. Keep pouring the spine back into the pelvis. Keep rolling the spine up. And this time, reach with your arms out to the side. Let the fingertips come up and touch at the top. Reach with the spine up and over to one side, really opening laterally through one side of the body. Breathe air into those ribs. Come all the way back on the inhale. On the exhale, we reach all the way up and over to the opposite side. We stretch a bit of space into the rib cage there. We breathe back into the top. We allow the arms to just gently float down. And then let the knees just soften. Let the arms just swing a little bit. So let the thoracic spine and the arm kind of move with each other here. So before we lie down, just getting a little bit of movement in the trunk. You may not have had an opportunity today to just move the trunk a little bit and let the arms swing a bit. Now let the arms swing around the body. So feel the rotation in the spine. Feel that rotation as it comes from the feet, through the pelvis, all the way through to the top of the head. And the arms are just swinging around you. So it's just loosening a few things up. Good. And then allow the arms to come back at the side. We're going to do one more roll down. I want you to let the chin drop down. Let the spine peel down. And then when you get to the bottom this time, walk the hands slightly in front of you so that you can kind of create that flat back. We're going to bend both knees and then just feel one leg extend back as you just straighten back into one leg. Getting a bit of a stretch along the back of the leg. Soften the knee again. Think about length through the spine. Straighten the opposite leg. So getting a stretch in the back of that leg. Again, we soften the knees. We think of lengthening the spine, keeping that length in the spine as you straighten one leg. Good. Soften the knee on the inhale. Last exhale. Straighten that leg. Good. Coming back to the middle. I want you to widen the space between your hands. We're going to jump through our legs to come back to the mat. So we jump to come to sitting. We're going to come to lying down to set up for our pelvic curl. So make sure that you've got enough space for your body to fit in. Roll the spine all the way down. Arms can just come down by the side. Shoulders nice and open. Feet about a foot length away from the pelvis. Only a fist between the ankles and the knees. We breathe in. We soften the spine into the mat. We tilt the pubic bone up. And we peel the spine up, letting the pubic bone lead the way, drawing the mat towards the back of the legs to get those hamstrings active. We breathe in at the top. And on the exhale, keep the pelvis high for as long as possible as you melt the spine down first. Shoulders are open, you let the spine follow. And then you untuck the pelvis and you're back in that neutral. Again, we draw the abdominals and gather and press down into the lower back. Allow the pelvis to peel up. Keep that energy through the inner thighs. The pubic bone leads the way up. Inner thighs and hamstrings are active. We breathe in. And then on the exhale, keep the pelvis high as long as possible as you melt the spine down. Roll down through each and every vertebra. And we bring the pelvis down. We take one more breath. Inhale, tilt the pubic bone up, imprint the spine. Exhale, peel the spine all the way up to the top. Now you've got the option to stay at the top and add your leg lifts here, or you can roll the spine back down and do your leg lifts on the mat. So if you stay at the top, we press down into the mat. Stabilize the left side. On the exhale, we float the right leg up to tabletop and we tip down. We're going to do 5 and 4 and just do your 5 there. If you're flat on the mat, you're just doing your 5 leg lifts on the one side without the pelvic curl. 2, last one, lower the foot down, roll the spine down before you swap over to the opposite side. Inhale at the bottom. On the exhale, peel the spine up again. We pause at the top. Now we've got our 5 leg lifts on the opposite side. So the left leg comes up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We lower the foot down. We breathe in. On the exhale, roll the spine down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, we peel the spine back up, pausing at the top to do 4 leg lifts on the right side. Connecting in, stabilize on that standing leg, and we've got 4 leg lifts up and down. So if you had the spine at the bottom, you would do your 4 leg lifts. You would roll the spine up and down, and then you would do your 4 leg lifts on the other side. So if you were at the top, you're rolling the spine down, breathe in at the bottom, roll the spine back up, and we've got our 4 leg lifts on the opposite side. 3, 2, 1. We lower the foot, peel the spine down, pause at the bottom, we peel the spine back up. We've got 3 leg lifts. This time we're going to stay up and just swap the legs. So we lift up for 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot, swap to the left side. We lift up for 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot, 2 on the right side. Keep the pelvis nice and stable. 2, 2 on the left. 1, 2. Now we alternate right and left. Keep using the back of the pelvis, right and left to stabilize. Right and left. 2 more each way. Right and left. Last one. Right and left. We breathe in. Exhale, peel the spine down. Reach with the arms up. Open the arms out to the side. We just start by pulling the pelvis across to one side, allowing that rotation in the lower back a few times. We gather back in from the waist, pulling the back ribs down onto the mat, bringing the knees back to center. We go across to the second side. Peeling up and across, keeping the shoulders anchored, and slowly engage from the abdominals. We peel back. 1 more each way. Just a gentle little release and stretch. Slowly coming back to center. 1 more, going across Now bring the hands towards the knees. Bring the head, neck, and the chest up. I want you to rock the pelvis here until you're sitting up. Now as we roll down, the spine is going to round. And then we're going to bring the legs up to lower down. We're going to round the spine to tip the toes down. And we're going to roll the spine up to come up to sitting. So just a few movements there to get the spine moving before we go into our abdominal work. Head comes up, abdominals connect, tip the toes down, using a little bit of support from the arms to bring yourself up. One more. Breathe in at the top, round the spine. As the spine rolls down, bring the legs with you. Good. Chin to the chest, dip the toes down. Bring the spine back up with you. Reach with the arms forward. We breathe in. On the exhale, we peel down and we bring the hands to the back of the head once the shoulder blades are in that comfortable chest lift position. Make sure that you've got a nice hammock shape supporting the head here. I want you to stay in that lifted position. We're drawing the abdominals in more, tilting the pubic bone up to the belly button 5 times. So we tilt and release the tilt. 2, and release the tilt. 3, deepen through the abdominals, release. 4, release. 1 more, tilt, release, lower the head, neck, and the chest down. Inhale. On the exhale, ribs slide back down. We come back up into our chest lift position. We hold the chest lift. We do 4 tilts. Pubic bone goes up and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. Last one. 4 down. Peel the head, neck, and the chest down as you lower down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, find the chest lift at the top. We pause. We do 3 tilts. Keep connecting with the abdominals more. 2, 1. Head, neck, and shoulders lower down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, we lift up. Hold the lift for 2 tilts. 1, and untilt the pelvis. Tilt, untilt the pelvis. Peel the head, neck, and the chest down. Exhale, lifting up into the chest lift. Hold the chest lift. 1 tilt. Pubic bone tilts up and down. Lower the head, neck, and the chest down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, head, neck, and chest lifts up. Hold the strong chest lift. Tilt the pubic bone up and down once. Inhale, exhale, peel the head, neck, and the chest down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, head, neck, and chest up. We've got 3 left. Pubic bone tips up and down. Breathe in, slowly peel back down. 2 more. Good, strong chest lift. Find the tip of the shoulder blade. Shoulders are relaxed. Tilt the pubic bone up and down. Inhale, we lower the head, neck, and the chest down. 1 last time. Inhale, exhale, slide the ribcage down. Bring the head, neck, and the chest up. We're staying up. 1 pelvic tilt. Pubic bone tilts up and down. We do 5 chest lift with rotations each way. So exhale, we go across and back. 2, second side. Good. 3, side, middle side. 4, last one. 5. Come back to the center. Bring the head, neck, and the chest down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, head, neck, and chest comes up. We do 4 each way. Exhale across and back to the middle. Feel both shoulder blades tip across and return to the middle. 3 and back. 4 and back. Inhale in the middle. Head, neck, and chest lowers down. Exhale. Coming up. We've got 3 each way. Across and back. To the opposite side. 2. Make sure you find that perfect direction, flexion and rotation. Inhale, head, neck, and chest lowers down. We've got 2. Peeling up, ribs sliding down. Find your chest lift. Rotate. Exhale, inhale, middle. Exhale, inhale, middle. Exhale, inhale, middle. Exhale, inhale, middle. We stay there. Reach with 1 hand across. Hold the rotation there, and we add 5 little tilts. So pubic bone tilts up and down 5 times. 4, I hope your abdominals are waking up with me. 3, 2, 1, bring the hand back to the head, rotate back to the center, rotate across, 5 little tilts, pubic bone goes up and down, 5, good, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring the hand back to the head, inhale, rotate back to center, lower the head, neck and the chest down, open the arms out to the side, right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop, knees and ankles together. Really allow the rib cage to open and widen as we find that rotation of the legs and the pelvis across. Inhale. Use those obliques to pull the legs back to center. Good. And we go across. Inhale. And exhale. Use those obliques to come back to center. Good. We move across again. Inhale. And exhale, slowly come back. Inhale across. And exhale, slowly come back. Is everyone's abdominals woken up? Good. Inhale. And exhale back. And last one. Inhale, reaching across. Coming back. Lower one leg down. Lower the other leg down. Good. Stretch the legs out. Stretch the arms overhead. Allow everything to get a momentary release and stretch. Good. Now we're going to go into the leg circles, and there may need to be a few different modifications for the leg circles. So if you wanted to make your leg circles more challenging today, I want to encourage you to try using a diamond position with your arms above your head. You could have the arms out in a T position, or you could have the arms down by the side. If we need to make the levers for the leg circle smaller or shorter, you could have the top leg bent if the hamstring stretch was too strong. You could also opt to have the bottom legs bent if you wanted to take a little bit tension off the lower back and the hip flexor. So starting with one leg unfolding up towards the ceiling, flexing the foot. Choose your arm position for the day. The leg is going to cross the midline and we go out and around, keeping the opposite hip anchored. Inhale, next circle. Exhale for a circle. Inhale for our next circle. So if we had to modify by bending the leg, this is what the position would look like for those of you. And if you had the bottom leg bent, this is what the position would look like. We pause at the top. We change the direction of the circle. Inhale to circle. Exhale to circle again. Try and think of that stability in the back of the pelvis. Try and think of the abdominal connection here. Use your inhale for one circle, your exhale for the next. Make sure that that size of the circle is the same. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Grab hold of the back of the leg. Give the hamstring a bit of a stretch. If you feel that the straight leg position is a bit too strong, just bend and straighten the leg a few times. Hold it for another 2 counts. We bend the leg, we slide it out. We unfold the second leg up towards the ceiling. Dorsiflex the foot, choose your arm position, focus on that stability and the pelvis crossing the midline. Exhale for a circle and inhale for the next one. Keep thinking about the rib connection if you've got the arms overhead. Inhale, exhale. One more breath cycle, inhale, exhale. Change the direction and 1, and breathe. 2, find that dynamic in the movement in the hip. 3, last one, 4. Hamstring stretch. Allow the back of the leg to get the stretch. If you need to release the stretch, you can think of a bend and straighten. Take one more breath in there. Bend the leg. Lengthen the leg out. Reach with the arms overhead if you can go into your roller. On the inhale, the arms start moving, the head, neck, and the chest lift up. On the exhale, we peel the spine all the way up, finding that C curve at the top. We breathe in. On the exhale, we peel the spine down. Now, if you need to modify the roll-up, because the roll-up is not necessarily an exercise that you find comfortable, you could opt just to do the pelvic curl. You could have one leg bent and one leg straight. You could use a rolled up towel behind your back. Kathy has got a moving object there, moving in and out from her lower back as she's trying to do her roll up. A big puppy that's trying to give you support. And find the head placement there. Make sure that you pay attention to where you're looking, where the head is completing the line. Got one more inhale. Find that peeling action. Find a strong connection in the energy as you come up in the exhale. Complete the C curve. Breathe in. Stack the spine up. And then we open the legs there for the spine stretch. Now, we want a straight back here. So you could roll your mat up to elevate the pelvis, or you could bend the knees just to take a little bit of that extra stretch off the back of the legs. You can draw the toes back if you've got straight legs to increase the stretch. Again, lengthen the spine as much as possible. Find a connection into the abdominals. We allow the movement to start again in the head, the chin nods down. The spine is rolling over this connection that the abdominals are creating. Once the spine can't move anymore, you may be done. But if you've got a little bit more movement, use control to go that little further. We breathe in. On the exhale, we stack the spine back up. Checking with the shoulders. Make sure that there's no unnecessary tension at the top of the shoulders. The chin comes to the chest. We're allowing the spine to enjoy the movement as we reach forward and down. We breathe in. We engage the abdominals as we pull back. Allow the spine to stack all the way back up to the top. Inhale again. The legs are soft. You can really try and find that roundness and softening through the spine. Make sure at the end there not to collapse, to keep holding the shape. Breathing back into the spine, stacking the spine all the way up. Last time, chin comes down to the chest. Allow the spine to peel all the way down. Breathe in. On the exhale, we stack the spine back up. Now, if you've got particularly tight hips, roll back down and go into your figure four stretch lying on the back. If you want to try a stronger sense of the figure four stretch, sitting with the legs crossing the top leg over. And then you lift the ankle up and you try and get that deep stretch in the hip here. Again, nice long spine, trying to get even weight on both sides of the hips. If you need even more, you can think about the spine coming forward as if you had your ladder barrel there. Sophie, that's looking very nice. Some of us are so lucky. And then as you bring the spine up to the top, just gently swap the legs over. If you're lying on your back and you're doing the figure four stretch on the back, just swapping the legs there. You're welcome to float the bottom leg to tabletop if you're lying down, if it feels like you need to intensify the stretch. Find a long spine here. Think of weight in the hips as you allow the spine to fold forward. Boys, you know who you are. You're looking good. Nice. Take 2 more breaths. Good. Now slowly make your way back up to sitting. And again, if the hamstrings are holding you back from having a straight spine, try sitting cross-legged as we do our spine twist, or even consider sitting onto the back of your heels so you can have a nice long spine. For those of us that were blessed with long enough hamstrings and have that ability to have a straight spine, you can have a straight back and straight legs, or you can have the knees slightly soft. Reach with the arms out to the side, rotating the palms up. And before we think of adding a twist, I want you to feel that you're reaching with your arms as far out to the side as possible, but also making sure that the hands are not behind the shoulders. Try and get more length from the spine there. We breathe towards the right. And first, just start with the rotate and then add an extra little pulse and return to the center. Legs are squeezing together. We rotate, pulse, and slowly back to center. Now, as you rotate, let the spine get longer and then give the spine a little bit more recoil before you bring it back. Inhale, we rotate. Exhale, pulse, and come back to the center. Now, if you want to go a little bit faster and find a little bit of flow there, let the breath and the pulsing lead the movement. But make sure that the spine gets longer, gets elongation from the movement rather than compression. One more each way. Center. Last time. Center. Now reach with one arm down by the side. Reach all the way up and over so that you're getting a bit of a side stretch here. Now allow the body to reach forward on the diagonal. So we're going into a bit of rotation. Allow the body to come all the way forward over the legs. Allow the spine to peel up. And we repeat on the other side. We go up and over, anchoring down through both hips. So whether you're sitting cross-legged or with the legs straight, keep anchoring down through the hips. We reach sideways and forward on the diagonal, getting a bit more stretch into the back. We allow the arms to come forward. Inhale there. On the exhale, allow the spine to stack back up. One more each way. Reach up and over. Find that tilt. Find that side stretch. Find that rotation forward. Keep moving forward into the middle. And then peel the spine back up. Last time, going up and over to the opposite side. Anchoring down through the hips. Find that rotation and the stretch across. Good. Allow the spine to come back to the center. Breathe in there. We articulate the spine to sitting upright. From the top there, bend the legs. We roll the spine down to the tip of the shoulder blades. We're preparing for our second part of the abdominals. We bring the right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop. Hands come onto the knees. Going into our double leg stretcher. Inhale, legs and arms can reach out. And then exhale, circle around. You could also just opt to do the arms reaching out and around if you needed to modify, or have the hands behind the head and have the legs reaching in and out. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we circle. Fifth one, reach and circle. Good. Keep squeezing the legs together. Feel that connection and reach in both directions. Exhale around. 4 and around. 3 and around. 2 and around. One last one. Reach and around. We bring both hands onto one knee. We extend the opposite leg out. Now pause there. Make sure you're still lifting up towards the leg, not pulling the leg towards you. And we swap. Toes at the same height. Exhale, we swap. And swap. Really use those abdominals to pull the leg in towards you. 3. And we swap. 4. And we swap. 5. Make it nice and deep. 6. Keep that height in the chest consistent. 7. 8. Swap. Bend both legs in. Bring the hands towards the back of the head. We're going to reach with the left leg away. Rotate to the right for our crisscross. Exhale. And we swap. And 2. And we swap. Now really focus on that rotation and flexion. Make sure you're lifting towards that leg, not getting comfortable with the leg moving towards you. 6. We've got 2 left. 7. legs and squeeze the knees and ankles together. Keep the head, neck, and the chest lifted. We tip both legs down. Inhale and exhale, we lift back up. And 2, keep connecting through the abdominals and we lift the legs back up. 3, inhale down and exhale up, just taking the legs as far as you've got control. And if you feel that it's too much, you can use your leg changes. There. Good, we've got 4 left. Lower on the inhale, lift on the exhale. 3, keep using those abdominals. Don't let the legs lift themselves up. Lift them up with those deep abdominals and hip flexors. Last one. Inhale, lower one leg, lower the other leg, lower the head, neck, and the chest down. For those of us that do our roll over, now is the time to go into the roll over. For those of us that don't do the roll over in the short spine, please go back to your pelvic curl. Really just articulating up and down through the spine, enjoying that movement to loosen the spine up. So for the roll over, the legs are going to reach away, come to 90. Use the abdominals to carry the legs over. We flex the feet, open, lower down if we've got that support, and then we peel the spine down and circle the legs around. If you're doing your pelvic curl, we've got the feet down, pubic bone is tipping up, articulating the spine up, really stretching life into the spine. Breathe in at the top, exhale, we roll the spine down. We've got 3 more movements.
Can we do the roll over with our roller?
You can if you wanted to, Kelly, yes. Definitely can. I don't think everyone has the roller, but you definitely can use yours. 1 more, inhale, exhale, up and over. Keep reaching with the tailbone up, flex, open, lower the feet down. Nice, Lisa. Roll the spine down. Nice, Nat. That looks really great. Bring the legs together. Lower one foot down. Lower the other foot down. If you need to hug the knees to the chest, you can. Otherwise, lengthen the legs out. Reach with the arms overhead. We're going to come back into our roll-up. Inhale. Bring the head, neck, and the chest forward. Exhale. Peel the spine up. Once you find the top of the C curve, I want you to articulate the spine to upright. Going to open the arms out to the side again with the thumbs pointing to the back. Let the collarbones be wide. Let the shoulder blades be wide. We're pressing with the arms back there while we're keeping the spine long. So we're working into the back of the shoulder there. We press back for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep growing tall. 6, 5, 4, feel that connection. 3, 2, 1. We bring the arms back. We find the C curve. We peel the spine down. 1, roll down. Reaching with the arms back. Inhale, chin comes to the chest. Arms come forward. Exhale, peel the spine up. Remember to find the C curve. Good. We stack the spine back up. This time we lift the arms up into a high V. Thumbs are pointing back, shoulder blades are pulling down. Now both arms are going to press back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep drawing those shoulder blades down. 1, we bring the arms forward. We find the C curve. We roll the spine back down the last time. Reach back. Peel the head, neck, and the chest up as the arms come forward. Peel the spine up. Find that curve of the spine. Now here, can you flatten your back and reach with the arms back? If you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Thumbs are pointing back. We're doing swimming here. 1. Draw the shoulder blades down. 2. 3. Think of the arms on either side of the head. 4. Keep relaxing the shoulders. 5. Nice, Miali. 6, 7, 8. Last 2 breath cycles. 9, 10. Allow the C curve to happen again. Good. Want you to bring the arms to either side of the legs. Bend your knees and cross your ankles. We're going to jump with the legs to the back so that you end up in your front support position. I want you to hold that front support there. Just finding the connection, really kind of finding the tissue, deciding how you want to line up the bones. Make sure that the feet are hip-width apart. If you feel that this position is too much, you can be on hands and knees and slide one leg in and out as we go into our full front support. If you feel that you need to be on the elbows, you can hold the plank while we slide the legs in and out. From that plank that you're holding, keep engaging the abdominals as we slide the right leg in and out. Left leg in and out. Right leg in and out. Good. Keep working with the shoulders. Keep resisting gravity through every little fiber of your being there. One more each way. Keep reaching with that sternum forward. Now we're going to go into the upstretch. Find the abdominals. Find that upstretch position. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Soften the knees. Roll the spine all the way up. Breathe in. And exhale, we peel back down. Chin comes down to the chest. We peel the spine down. We walk the hands forward. 1, 2, 3. We're back in that front support position. And we do 3 push-ups. So inhale, elbows come to the side of the waist and up. 2 and up, knees can tip down if you need to. 3 and up, up stretch. Walk back towards the feet, 1, 2, and 3. Soften the knees, peel the spine all the way up. Breathe in at the top. Chin comes down to the chest. We peel the spine down. We engage the abdominals as we walk with the hands forward. 1, 2, 3. Come into the front support position. We do the leg pull front, which means we draw the abdominals in. Right leg is going to lift up and down 5 times without the pelvis lifting. 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes, switch to the other side, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes back into the upstretch. Walk the hands back towards the feet. 1, 2, 3. Allow the spine to peel all the way up. Inhale at the top. We walk the spine down, rolling down through the spine. 3 walks with the hands out back into our front support position. Ready for 3 push-ups again. 1 and up. 2 and up. 3 and up. Back into that up stretch. Walking the hands back one last time. Roll the spine all the way up to the top. Breathe in at the top. Chin comes down to the chest. Roll the spine down. Nice. Walk the hands forward. Bring the knees down. And in our cat stretch. On all fours. Shoulders over the wrists. Knees over the hips. Crown of the head is reaching forward. And we allow the lower back to round as much as possible as the pubic bone tips forward and under. The rest of the spine responds. And find that reach of the sternum forward while you keep those abdominals connected. Again, find that flexion through the lower back. Exhale. Find that rounding through the spine as it responds. Find the abdominals on the inhale. Find the reach of the sternum forward. Think of a length behind the back of the neck. Think of where the eyes are going to. And one more. Tailbone tilts under. Round through the spine. And we untilt the spine. We reach with the sternum forward. And come back to neutral. Reaching with one arm through. Find a thread the needle position up. You could keep the arms straight and focus on the rotation through the thoracic spine there. You could bend the arm and go a little lower. Feel how that changes the rotation for you. What I'd like you to focus on whichever version you're choosing, is to try and breathe space into the side of your body there. Everyone except you, Claire. Now, as we come back to the center, place the left hand down. Feel that you can reach up towards the ceiling as you rotate the other way now. Open, reach into opposite directions. Good. We bring this arm through, so we thread the needle. Breathe into the ribs. Think of the head neck support there. Nice. Now as you come back, place the hand down, rotate to the opposite side, find that openness through the chest. Feel that reach in opposite directions. Nice, Luca, that looks good. And if there was one side that you felt you needed the stretch on again, go into that side again. If you feel that there wasn't necessarily a strong side for you, just quickly go through that sequence once more each way. Really see if you can find a little bit more space in the spiral, a little bit more space in the breath. And for those of us moving faster than someone else, we're going to come to lying down when you've gone both ways. If you're already lying down while we wait for everyone else, just gently rock the spine from side to side. Once everyone's in their down position, lying on the tummy, we're going to reach with the arms back. Bring the legs together, bring the hands to the back of the thighs. Feel that the shoulders are wide and the collarbones are open. The fingertips are gently sliding down the back of the legs. We draw the abdominals in and on. And then on an inhale, feel that the back of the throat starts lifting up off the mat. The crown of the head starts reaching forward a little. The forehead is up off the mat. The spine is stretching forward while the energy in the legs are reaching back. And exhale, we allow the spine and the weight of the body to just come back to the mat. On our inhale, we connect back into the abdominals. We stretch space in between the vertebrae as the fingertips reach down, the crown of the head reaches forward. Really see the space. You're stretching in between the vertebrae. And exhale, gently allow the spine to come back down. Breathe in again, draw the abdominals on the inhale. Allow the fingertips to reach back, allow the spine to reach forward. Feel the energy in opposite directions. Slowly allow the spine to come down. Turn the palms flat. Roll the shoulders open. One lift there, pressing down into the hands. A little bit more energy into the upper back. Good. Find a nice active position there. Going to reach with the arms forward. Bring the arms all the way to where it lines up. Make sure that the head is between the arms. Make sure that we float the feet up. We engage the abdominals. Opposite arm and leg lifts. And we swap. 2, swap. 3, swap. 4, swap. Pick up the pace. And 6, and 7, and 8. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down. And 10. Find that you find a pause. Bring the hands down onto the mat. Bring the legs down onto the mat. Press down into the elbows to push back to the rest position. Allow the spine to lengthen. Stretch and breathe there. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. Want you to jump your legs through your hands again. So we tuck the toes. We press down into the hands. We jump the legs through one more time. Good. Come back down to sitting. Going to add 2 more abdominal exercises in before we turn onto the sides. Roll the spine down. Pause when you find the shoulder blades. Good. Breathe the head, neck, and the chest. Lower down. Reach with the arms back. We bring the right leg up to tabletop. We bring our left leg up to tabletop. We squeeze the knees and ankles together. Going to go into our hundreds. If you opt to prefer to just do the 100 prep, then on the exhale, come into your 100 prep. You can choose to just lower down. You can choose to stay in your 100 prep while we do our hundreds. We're going into the full hundreds. We breathe in. On the exhale, we extend the legs as we come into the hundreds position. Inhale and then exhale, pressing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you need the support of one hand behind the head, do 3 sets with one arm and then swap for the last 3 sets to the other side. Breathe. Halfway, 5 more breaths. In. 4. In. 3. In. 2. In. Last 1. 1. And bend the legs to tabletop. Now we're not lowering down. We're going to go up. We're going to add our teaser prep to our 100. So we roll the spine. Well, the first one is going to be the tricky one. Come to that balanced position. Now here we use our exhale to peel the spine down. And we use our inhale to bring our spine back up. Good. Exhale to find the spine down. Now, if you need a modification, you can lower one foot down and roll the spine down and then peel the spine back up. Swapping legs every time. Roll the spine down again. Find a nice deep connection in the abdominals as we come back up again. Good. Last time. I know this is a tricky one. Coming back up. Now this time, roll the spine all the way back down. Press with the arms down, straighten the legs up. We reach with the legs across to one side. Inhale. Exhale, we circle the legs around. Come back to the center and we take the legs across, alternating sides. And circle around back to the center. Now you could choose to do it with the legs at tabletop to make that leverage a little bit easier for you. Got that added movement of the rotation in the pelvis. Inhale and exhale, circle around, return to the center on the same inhale. Exhale, inhale and exhale, circle around, come back. One more each way, across, slowly circle and come back. And last time, as we bring the legs back to the center, soften the knees in towards the chest. Just grab hold of the legs. Circle the legs in the hip sockets a few times. Just to release any tension that may have built up there. Change the direction of the circle so we go the other way. And then hug one knee in, lengthen one leg out on the mat. Just allow the straight leg to just wiggle. Just allow the leg to roll a little bit. In and out. Gentle little pull on the top leg. And then switch legs. Lengthen the leg out, hug the knee to the chest. Gentle little roll in and out. I want you to roll onto the side where you would face your screen. I'm going to set up in our side lying position, and before we move, really pay attention to how you organize the body here. I want you to feel the abdominals pulling back towards the back of the pelvis, and try and keep connecting the abdominals back to the back of the pelvis as you float the legs up on the exhale. The legs will lower, but the legs remain light, and exhale, we lift. Now you can use the front hand here for support. If you felt like you wanted to make it a little bit more challenging, you can reach with the arm up. You can even think about reaching with the arm overhead, but make sure those arms remain parallel with each other if you go for the overhead position. Exhale, lengthen and reach away. Think about the shoulder the whole time. If you feel that you need a little bit more support underneath the head, you can grab a pillow and slide it in there. Last two. Last one. I want you to hold the legs in the top position. We are going to scissor the bottom leg forward and the top leg back. Now try and find that connection in the abdominals. Scissor the legs the other way. Keep that connection in the waist. Scissor. Scissor the legs the other way. One more. We scissor. We scissor the legs the other way, and then as we bring the bottom leg forward, want you to hold this position. Want us to lift the legs up from here. So we lift the legs higher. And two, both legs working. And three, contract from the waist. And four, good. And five. And six. 7. 8, find that reach in both directions. Control the up and the down. And 10, bring the legs together. Pull the body up. Setting up for our side kick. If you need a little bit more support there, you can have the forearm flat of the underneath side. You could also opt to have the bottom leg bent if you need a bit more support. Find that lift through the side body. Find that float through the top leg. Think about the top arm. Make sure it's not pulling back. Shoulder blades pulling down. And then exhale, we go forward for a double kick. 1, 2. Keep that leg at the same height. Back 2. Exhale, 1, 2. Back 2. Now there's a small movement here as we transition forward and back, but make sure that there's a lot of control. Two more. Last one. Bring the top leg, lower it down onto the bottom one. Press down with the bottom elbow and lift up into your side plank. Now you can opt to hold that side plank position there. If you want to work a little bit harder, can you pull this leg up? Can you lift that leg up? Can you bend it down? Slide it back down on the leg. Lower the body down. Bend the legs, come up and do a little stretch up and over. You're going to swing the legs around to the other side. Set up for our side lying position. We bring the front hand either down in front to stabilize, up on the body, reach up or reach over. Think about the abdominals connecting back into the back body. And then on the exhale, find the lift. And find the lower. Keep engaging the abdominals. Exhale, find your lift. And find your lower. It's so nice to see with this lovely group, people who normally use props with this exercise or do a different variation is using their variation. Good work, guys. Nice. 3 more. Find your lift and find your lower. Nice, Emma. That looks really good. Last one. Now keep the lift of the legs. Find your scissor position. Bottom Bottom leg comes forward, top leg goes back, and we're going to scissor the legs just forward and back, just once or twice. Just find that you really get a good position on that bottom hip. Good, find that bottom leg reaches forward, find the top leg reaches back. We go into our side lift there, up and down. And 2. Good, now the position looks good. 3. Try and find a nice even scissor with both legs. Most of the time, have to think about that back leg scissoring back a little bit further. Nice, Asita, that looks really great. Keep reaching through the toes. Good, one more, lift the legs. Well done. Bringing the body into our side lift position. Find your balancing point. Keep lifting out of the bottom side of the body. Remember, you can bend the bottom leg. You can bring the arm down if you need to. And exhale, we bring the leg forward, 1, 2, and we reach back. Now keep lifting up through the waist here. Keep thinking about this bottom shoulder and lifting out from the shoulder, but also of the top shoulder, and drawing that shoulder blade down. Good, find a little bit more reach in those toes. Nice, Nat, that looks good. Inhale back, exhale forward. Nice, Andrea. Last one. We bring the leg down, we rest with it on the bottom leg. Find that position in the bottom arm. Gonna lift up into our plank. Hold. If you feel like you've got a little bit more, can you draw the leg up and up? Good. Keep pressing the floor away as you bring the leg down. Lower the body down. Bend the legs. Reach up and over. Slowly bring the body up. Good. Going to come to lie back down onto the front. Want you to find an interlaced position for the fingers there. Now, when you're in the lifted position here, when we bring the legs up, that's quite a lot of load on the body. If you're familiar with the exercise, you know that this is quite a challenging exercise. Work on the full exercise if you're used to the exercise. If not, just fold the head down on the forehead on the hands. Feel that you work with the reach of the legs back. We do our single leg kick, 2 kicks on one side, reaching back, 2 kicks on the other side, reaching back. Now the knees stay up the whole time. So keep finding that lift just above the knee there. If you've got that lifted chest position, really anchor down into the elbows, really reach with the sternum forward and up. Really find that flow. So we've got an exhale and an exhale and an inhale and an inhale. Now feel the contraction in one direction with one leg and the reach with the other leg in the opposite direction. Really draw that energy away from the lower back by working with the chest forward and working with the back of the legs. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Last time, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Bend both legs, lower the head, neck, and the chest down. Now, those of you who do the rocking prep can grab hold of the back of the feet and go into your rocking prep. If not, just press down one leg, press down with one hand with the forehead resting on the hand. You grab hold of the foot on one side. We're engaging the abdominals. We press with the leg into the hand as much as we can, getting a lift of the knee. And then we bring that sternum up at the same time as we push back into the leg. On the exhale, we lower back down. If you're doing one leg, you swap over to the other side. Feel the press into the hand. Feel the lift of the knee. Feel as much work in the hamstring as possible. Then add that reach of the sternum and the chest forward. And for the instructors in the room, if you'd like to go into the full rocking, feel free to go into your rocking now. If you're doing the single leg version with me, we're doing one more on each side. Find that rise, find that lift, find that stretch. And when you're done with your rocking, you can press back into the rest position. We've got one side left for those of us doing the single side. Engaging the abdominals, pushing into the foot, lifting the chest forward and up. Good. Slowly coming down. Just allow the legs to go out long. Allow the body to press back into the rest position. Now for a little bit more massage of the spine here. We're going to use one or the other exercise. So if you're familiar with rolling like a ball, you can use rolling like a ball here just to give the spine a little bit of a massage after all of that extension work. So hands on the knees, knees pulling up, we're rolling the spine forward and back. If you're familiar with your open leg rocker, you're welcome to move into your open leg rocker. You're opening the chest up, finding that rounding in the back as you roll back towards the shoulders and roll back up, lifting the chest at the top. So with both exercises, we're getting this rounding and rolling over the spine that gives us a little bit of massage and a little bit of release. We all have to be aware of the head and the neck here. Make sure that you're not throwing the head back as you roll the spine. Make sure that you keep thinking about looking inward here as you roll back towards the shoulders. And as we come back up, you're aware of where that placement of the head is. One more, rolling back. Slowly rolling back up. Now from the ball position, bring your legs up back to this tabletop position. If you're in your open leg rocker position, I want you to go into that teaser one position with the legs reaching and the arms reaching. So for those of you doing teaser one, just find that you can go into your teaser one. For those of us that need a modification, one leg is reaching straight, one foot is down. We start with the arms up, just like we do with the roll up. We roll the spine down, but this time we keep the legs straight. And we use an inhale to roll the spine back up and come back into a seated position. If you've got one leg reaching, I want you to do two on each side. And if you've got both legs reaching, if you're doing the double leg variation, you've got two left to go. Now pause at the top, squeeze the legs together, balance in that teaser position for a moment. Find that reach of the arms. You're going to go into your teaser two, where the legs just lower and lift. Now for those of us that need a little bit more support, just bring the hands down. Keep working into the abdominals there. 3, small and controlled movement. 4. Last one, 5. Good, bend the legs. Cross the legs, fold the spine forward. In that forward fold, just find that you can move around a little bit, whether it's the hip or the spine that you feel needs to move. Allow the spine to come to upright. Allow the hands to come to the front of the knees. And then allow the chest to be open here for a little bit. So close the eyes, find a few breaths in and out. Now just pay attention to how you're breathing here. Can you feel the movement in the side of the body? Do you just feel the movement in the front of the chest? Do you just feel the movement in the belly? And see where you can change. Where can you move the breath to? What are the possibilities there if you're open to it? Where may you be experiencing a little bit of tension? Can you find that you can send a little breath to where you may be experiencing a little bit of tension? And then we're going to repeat the breath, but in a side stretch. So allow one arm to come down, allow one arm to reach up and over. Now, if this is not necessarily comfortable on the shoulder, just see if you've got the arm down by the side, if that feels a little more comfortable, or if you support the arm on the leg. Now, can you breathe into the side of the body, and can you keep the body supported from this underneath side? Can you feel the breath move? Can you breathe into a tight spot that you may have there? And can you get that spot to just release a little bit of tension by just paying attention? Take 2 more breaths. We allow the body to come up. We bring the arm down. We reach up and over to the opposite side. Remember to support with the underneath side. To feel that you're anchoring in the hips, you're reaching with the arm up and over. You find space on the side by breathing into the side there. You're aware of the weight of the head and where you opt or choose to have it in space. And use the breath to find more space. One more. Now allow the body to come forward. Open the legs if you want a bit more of a stretch in the inner thighs. You can creep the body forward this time. If you feel more comfortable just with the legs crossed, just keep creeping with the fingertips forward, finding length in the spine. Make sure you're not building tension in the shoulders. And then see if you move the arms a little wider, if you can find a different position to rest the shoulders in. Emma, you look way too comfortable there. It's wonderful to be flexible. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slowly creep the body back. We're going to open up the front of the hips. We're going to open up the shoulders. Bring the hands behind you. So if you want a short lever version, you can keep the legs bent here. You keep the pelvis straight as you hinge the pelvis up, open the shoulders up, and allow the head to just reach eyes towards the ceiling. If you want to go into your traditional back support with the straight legs, remember to keep that nice flat spine as you hinge the body open and up. Want us to have the feet parallel. Want you to feel that you stay lifted in that position for 1 or 2 breaths longer. Really open up the body. As the pelvis starts lowering down, keep pressing yourself away from the floor. So you're not just sinking down, you're actually lowering yourself down with control. We lift up 1 more time. For those of you that want to add a little extra, you can go into your leg pull back there, nice and controlled. 5 on one side. 2, if you just want to stay in the lift, you just keep holding that plank. Keep reaching with the toes away. Keep opening up the shoulders and the chest. We allow the body to come down, but we keep pressing ourselves away from the floor. Keep opening the shoulders up. Good. We come back to a kneeling position like we did in the beginning. We bring 1 leg forward. This time we're going to go into a little bit more of a stronger lunge. So the back knee comes up. Really make sure that that back leg is straight. Find that you can find a lift with the body there. Crown of the head is just reaching up. Hands can be resting on the thigh. That's looking very nice, Raka. And then try and keep that length through the spine as you just bend, tip that knee down and straighten it back. 2, and reach it back. 3, so I keep growing tall as my back leg moves. 4, we're going to do 8, 5, 6, 7. Last one, extend that leg. Place the hand down next to the foot. Now 2 options. If you want to go deeper into the hip, you can bring both hands down, bend further down onto the mat. If you feel like you want to pull one more stretch of rotation into the spine, you can rotate up. Keep reaching in opposite directions. Just depends on what you need tonight, what you feel you need to finish your session up. Good. Rotate back to the center. We've got the back leg back. Both hands are going to be down. Slide the leg back so that you transition through a plank. Again, just take a moment there. Try and find the best position in your body before you sweep that leg forward. Back knee is up. We find that lift through the spine. Keep pressing down with the feet, but keep reaching with the spine away. Back leg is completely straight. We soften the knee and we extend it back. 2, only moving what you have to move. We're trying to move as little as possible here rather than as much as we can. Good. 4, and extend. We've got 4 left. 5, 6, nice and deep, 7, last one, 8, find that reach, bring the hands down, decide whether you want to go deeper into the hip or whether you want to go into that rotation for the spine. So important sometimes to make the right choice for you for the day. Bring the body back to the center. We're going to transition back into that plank. Take the body into our upstretch position. I always try and imagine here that with the heels of my hands and with the heels of my feet, I'm able to pull my mat in 2 opposite directions. And then here, just soften the knees. And if your knees feel like they want to straighten, you can straighten both. But if you feel like you just want to prance in the position, feel free to make that choice. What do you need today? Last breath here. We're going to walk the hands back towards the feet in 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Soften the knees as you peel the spine up. And then extend the legs as you reach the top. We breathe in at the top. Chin comes back down to the chest. Allow the spine to peel down. Start softening the knees when your lower back needs that softening in the knees. When you get to the bottom, breathe. Make sure this is still a position. Your body is still being held in space. And on the exhale, we press the legs down. Pay attention to working evenly through the body as we roll the spine up. Anchor down through the heels, lengthen up through the spine. Carry the weight of the head up with intention. 1 more inhale, breathe out to the side, find space in all the different directions, chin to the chest. Allow the spine to roll down. Really pay attention to the symmetry in the body. Really work against our asymmetry there. Inhale. Exhale to peel the spine up. And there we go, guys. I hope everyone's ready for dinner now.